Good morning, everyone. Let's start out today nice and easy. Just laying down on our backs, knees being bent, deepening the breath, and closing your eyes. Just taking a moment to let the body relax. Muscles melting their way into the floor. Facial muscles relaxing. Softening around the eyes and the mouth. And even your neck, shoulders relaxing down into the floor. And just noticing the breath, the rising and falling of the belly as you breathe. And the movement of the breath through the nostrils and the back of the throat. And just noticing how the body relaxes as you bring attention to the breath. Just taking a moment to tune into the body. Notice, how does your body feel this morning? As you're breathing, noticing all those internal sensations. Ask yourself what it is you'd like to get out of your practice today. And now let your awareness return to just noticing the movement of the breath in your body, wherever that might be. And taking just a couple more full deep breaths. And now as you exhale, open your mouth and let all that breath leave the body. Even allowing the body to relax even more as you do those exhales. And when you feel ready, let's go ahead and start out with a forward and backward rocking of the pelvis. So as you inhale, let your pelvis shift forward and create an arch at that lower back. And then as you exhale, shift the pelvis backwards, pushing it down into the mat. Nice. Inhale, rock the pelvis forward towards the ceiling, so to speak. And then as you exhale, shift that pelvis into the floor, backwards. Just a couple more of those. Inhaling, shift forward. Exhale, shift back. Notice the exchange of the muscles through the body as you shift that pelvis forward. How the muscles in the front of the body kind of release and the back muscles engage. And then as you shift backwards, those back muscles release, the front of the body engages, but the glutes also engage through that lower back release. Just one more breath. Inhale, shifting that pelvis forward. And exhale, release, shifting backwards. And now let's shift so the pelvis just rocks side to side. So letting that right hip come up towards the armpit. And you don't have to lift your hips off the floor. They're just sliding right and left. And you're noticing all the sensations that are present throughout the hip structure here. The front, the back, the sides. Letting the breath stay long and deep. And just rocking left and right. Nice and slow. Then return those hips to neutral again. And now let's rock the hips left and right. So we'll bring that left hip up off the floor and the right hip presses down into the mat. And then come back through center and let that right hip shift up off the floor, pressing into the left side. And then just gently rock left and right, noticing all those sensations. One more, each side. And then return those hips to center and hug your knees into your chest. You can rock side to side if you'd like, circle the knees. Any of those that feel good to you. And then hug your right knee into your chest and let the left leg go out and hover just above the floor. Toes flexing towards you. And then go ahead and change sides. Just opening up through those hip flexors, the inner thigh muscles, changing sides. Go ahead and change sides one more time. And Now, if you engage through that core, let's go ahead and add our breath to this, and we'll do a little bit of core work here. So as you inhale, bring that right knee into your chest. And as you exhale, the left knee. Inhale right. Exhale left. Staying with your own breath here. You can even take the arms away from your legs, and it makes it a little more challenging through the core. Switching legs with the breath. Keeping the pace with the breath adds a little element of challenge. One more time, each side. And then go ahead and hug those knees into the chest one more time. Now you can either roll to one side, then we'll come back up, or you can rock and roll your way up to a seated position. We're just going to bring the soles of the feet together for bound angle. So if you find that the feet are still far away, instead of pulling the feet to you, just lift your hips forward. And bring your heels nice and close. And then lift right up through the torso. Okay, shoulders relaxing down. Belly draws in. And we're just giving those legs a moment to release here. You can even kind of shake them out like a butterfly. Kind of press down through the knees a little bit. And then just relax. Deepen the breath again. Close your eyes. Just letting the legs have a moment to open up. Just one more breath here. And now cross the legs as we do like in our easy seat. Lift up nice and tall once again. Putting those shoulders down the back, the belly draws in. And we're just gonna lean forward right out over these legs. Nice release through the lower back and through the hips. Just now letting the breath move into the back of the body. A few breaths here. And as you inhale again, use your hands. Push up and out of that fold. Nice and tall, hugging in, shoulders down. And now change the leg that's in front. Okay. And then lift up nice and tall through that torso, and then reach back out and over into that fold one more time. Breathing into the back of the body. as you inhale, pushing back up, lengthening through the torso. And then go ahead and change to whichever leg is comfortable to you in front. Nice. And we're just going to open up the side body a little bit while we're right here. So letting one forearm make it down to the floor. And if it doesn't, that's fine too. You can always just go to the place that is comfortable to you, provided that the opposite hip is staying locked down on the mat. And then take that arm overhead. Letting the rib cage, this side body open up. You can actually breathe into that space. Place a hand here. Feel that rib cage expand as you breathe. Our breath isn't always just meant to be a forward breath through the chest and the belly. It's meant to expand out to the sides as well as through the back of the body. All three ways the breath can go. So taking just one more full deep breath on this side. And then as you inhale, take that arm up and over. And as you exhale, just find your way into that other side. Just stretching as far as is comfortable to you. And breathing into that side body. Your head can go wherever it's comfortable. Looking up, looking down, straight out in front. Just breathing here and enjoying that opening on the side of the body. Just one more full deep breath. And as you inhale, release that arm down. Exhale, just settling in nicely long through your torso. Okay, go ahead and come on up to standing. Begin to warm the body with our sun salutation A. Okay, so coming into mountain, your feet are about hip width apart. You're grounding down into the mat, all those four corners of your feet. Okay? Then as you inhale, take those arms up overhead. And as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway with that beautiful flat back, belly's engaged, shoulders down. And as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway one more time, and also step back to plank. As you exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, lowering down to the mat. Pull those shoulders back and down, engage the belly, and then as you inhale, lift up cobra. Exhale, continue to push through right back to down dog. As you inhale again, walk your feet forward, lifting up about halfway. That nice flat back. And then as you exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, rise all the way up, arms overhead. And exhale, hands by your side. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway and step back to plank. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, lowering down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. And if your hamstrings, your calves are really tight, you could pedal those heels. Inhaling one heel down, exhaling the other. Shoulders resting down your back. Belly's hugging in. You even want to pull that rib cage right in towards your spine. And as you inhale again, walk your feet forward, lifting up halfway. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend those knees, rise all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, release. Inhale, forward fold, or arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, and step back to plank. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. All 10 fingers pressing down into the mat, even that first knuckle. Just one more breath. As you inhale, walk those feet forward. Forward fold. Lifting up halfway and exhaling into that forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, rise all the way up, arms overhead. And exhale, hands to heart. Just closing your eyes, taking a moment to sense your body. Sense the breath. And noticing how you feel. And step your right leg back, high lunge. Okay, so you're up on the ball of that back foot. Okay. Arms overhead. Belly draws in. Shoulders down and relaxed. And make sure that this front knee is not caving inward. See how it throws everything off? You're going to fall right over when you do that. That knee is pointing towards the second and third toes. Okay? We're going to move through this. So as you inhale, let's lift up. Lengthen through the torso. As you exhale, settle back in. Inhale, lift up. Straighten that leg. Exhale, settle back in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, settle. Now let's add a little twist. So the leg that's in front is the way that you're going to twist. You're going to face that leg. I'm just holding for a couple breaths. Then as you inhale, come back to center, lengthen that leg. Exhale, step forward. Kind of walk your feet out a little bit, circling the ankles. now let's step the left leg back. Same thing, high lunge. Up on the ball of the foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come back in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come back in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come back in. Add your twist. Shoulders relaxed. Belly hugs in. Just one more breath. And then release right back to center and step forward. Inhale right into chair. Knees behind the toes. Exhale, forward fold. As you inhale again, step back to plank. Exhale, bend the knees. Lower the elbows. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. As you inhale here, lift that right leg up high. Square those shoulders. Pull it through your hands, warrior one. Place that back heel down, and as you inhale, rise up. Warrior one. Hips facing forward. Pressing down through all of this back leg. As you inhale again, hands come to the mat. Step back to plank. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. As you inhale again, lift that left leg up high. Exhale, pull it through the hands. Setting your feet for warrior one. Then inhale, warrior one. Pressing down through that back leg, nice and firm. Being sure that you're not rolling in on the arch of that foot. You're right through the center of the foot. As you inhale again, hands come to the mat. Step back to plank. As you exhale, bend the knees, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. As you inhale again, walk your feet forward to the top of your mat. And exhale, release, forward fold. Really let the torso get heavy and hang here. You can even let your shoulders soften a bit. Try to hold them down in a relaxed way. Your head just light and free. You can even kind of look around a little bit. Stretch those neck muscles. And then as you inhale again, bend your knees right into chair. And take those arms overhead. Pausing for a moment on that breath. Knees behind your toes, shoulders down. And then as you inhale again, lift up all the way up and out of that pose. And exhale, release the arms. Just a couple breaths here. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, go ahead and open up into warrior two. So right leg is forward, left leg takes a step back. Arms reach out wide, as if you're trying to touch each wall behind you. And then let your gaze just rest right out over that middle finger. Deepening the breath. As you inhale, lengthen the body. As you exhale, we're gonna head right back in, side angle. On your next exhale, release. Come back out. Turn those feet so they're parallel. And then we'll change sides. So warrior two on the left. Settling in. Nice tall spine. Nice and relaxed. Letting the heat build in our body, breathing through that. Fingers, hands are active, arms are active, pushing away. And then on your next inhale, lift right up and out. And as you exhale, we're gonna settle right back in, side angle. Okay, open through the chest. Let there be a straight line from your heel to your hip, to your shoulder, to your fingertips. No weight here. And then as you inhale again, release up and out. And exhale, arms down. Changing sides, turning those feet parallel. Okay, the right foot then faces the top of the mat. We're gonna pull that back foot in just a hair, okay, for triangle. Okay. So aligning the hips so that they face forward. And then you're gonna let your chest stay nice and lifted, okay, as you reach out over this front leg. Right arm just makes it down inside of the leg and gives a little resistance for a nice opening of a twist. Keeping that belly engaged and the hips nice and square. Then roll open the chest. Okay. Stacking those shoulders as best you can. As you exhale, release that top arm down, shift forward, placing that right hand about a foot in front of your foot, and then lift right up, half moon. And it might take a moment to get there. That's okay. down. We're going to rotate to the other side. Okay. Holding that back foot forward just a little bit. And then coming into triangle on the left side. Okay. Hips are nice and square. Torso nice and tall. Left arm leads that chest forward. And opening. And as you exhale, release that top arm down, shifting forward into that left leg, lifting right up into your half moon on this side. And then as you exhale again, release that foot right back down. And we'll come into a wide-legged forward fold. You can also interlace the fingers behind the back. Roll the shoulders down and away. And take those arms overhead. And then as you exhale again, release the arms back down. Release into the legs just a little bit more. And on your next inhale, push up about halfway with your hands right under those shoulders. Bend the knees. And then we'll come on back up to standing. Nice. Roll out those shoulders. Okay, and then you can just heel toe back in. Your feet underneath of you. Okay. Now, let's step forward into pyramid. So right leg forward, left leg takes a small step back, okay? And then we're just going to let your hips be nice and square, facing forward, belly is engaged. And now pyramid, you almost don't even have to use your hands. So you can take them and interlace your hands behind your back, helping to open up the chest. And then let the chest lead the way right out over this front leg. And you're only going as far as you can till you get a stretch on the back of that leg. Just one more breath. And as you inhale, very gently lift right back up. Let's release those arms. And now, as if we were to go back into triangle, we're going to revolve it. So if you open your arms and twist towards the leg that's in front, okay? It's really hard to do yoga on carpet, I have to say. Balance is a little more questionable. So then just tilt down. Reverse your triangle. Just one more breath. And then as you inhale, gently lift up and out. Exhale, come back to center. So then we'll step forward and let's change legs. Stepping back into pyramid. Grounding down through your feet, nice and firm. Okay? Hips face forward the whole time. Really use that back leg to hold the hips forward. Okay? And then arms behind the back. Roll the shoulders down, belly hugs in. And then let that chest lead the way out over this left leg. Draw your chin towards your chest so we create that length in the back of your neck. And lowering down as far as you can. And as you inhale again, gently ground down through both feet and push back up to standing. Release your arms and we'll open up into that twist. So we'll enter into your revolved triangle on this side. Shift that left hip back to make it more comfortable. One more breath. And as you inhale again, lift up and out. And exhale, release back to center. Okay, nice. Open your feet wide. Come back into that wide-legged forward fold one more time. And now, since we've been focusing on twists for this practice today, let's go ahead and twist here in this forward fold. So as you inhale, lift up about halfway. Nice flat back. Let the hands be right under the shoulders. And then bring your left fist to being right underneath your nose. Okay? Engaging through the belly, press into that shoulder, the left shoulder, you're twisting to the side and opening up to the right. Now, notice those hips want to go wherever your upper body wants to go, but we want to pull those hips back and then come back into that twist, nicely aligned. And sometimes you might only twist a little bit and that might be enough. And this arm can just rest right on your back, okay? Pull the shoulder blades down your back. Easy and mindful. Then on your next exhale, release that right arm down. And release back into that straddle, just a breath. And as you inhale again, lift right back up halfway, that beautiful flat back. Take that right fist and bring it underneath the nose. Okay, you're pushing down into that fist with the shoulder so it rotates your chest already. And then we're taking that left arm overhead. Okay, align that right hip so it stays level to the left. You can also be down here. And now as you exhale again, release that top arm down and then melt back into the straddle one more time. Notice where your breath goes in your body. And on your next exhale, just kind of walk your hands forward a little bit. Place some weight in your hands. Bend the knees. And we're going to bring one knee down to the mat. And then the other. And settle back into child's pose. Keep your child's pose active here. So you're pushing down into your hands, helping to lower the hips down to the mat, or to your heels rather. And breathing into the back of the body now. Just one more breath. And as you inhale, come on back up, all fours. We're going to come down to laying on our belly. Okay. So leave the left hand right by your chest. Right arm reaches out into that T position. And then we're gently going to roll open. Just to stretch open through the shoulder and the chest. But go nice and slow, being very mindful of what you feel in that shoulder joint. And only going until you have a small stretch. And as you exhale, release back down to the floor. Nice and slow. And now extending that left arm out into that T position. Then very gently making your way into that stretch. As you exhale, release back to center. And then push back up. We're going to come back up to a seated position. To a seated twist. So, legs straight out in front. We'll cross the right leg over. Left arm twists around and hugs in on that leg. Torso nice and tall. Belly engaged. And then that shoulder just opens. Just a little bit into that twist. This arm is just landing wherever. And breathing. And on your next exhale, release back to center. Straighten those legs out, staff pose, Dandasana, just letting the hands be right beside the hips, lengthening through the torso and pressing down into the hands. Letting the legs, the heels press down into the mat. Just one more breath. And then release. Change sides for your twist. Reaching around. As you exhale again, release back to center. Straighten those legs. Now we'll do a seated forward fold here. So lengthen through the torso. Shoulders down, nice and relaxed. Okay, and we're just gonna hinge forward, right out over those legs, going as far as you can. You stretch either through the back of the legs or the lower back, whichever one says that's far enough first, okay? Now, if this is difficult for you, and when you're seated like this, the pelvis likes to round out backwards, okay? Just bend the knees. Lift up through the pelvis. That's your pose. Eventually, as the legs and your hips and the back muscles loosen up, you can begin to walk those legs out just a little bit, okay? But for now, just tune into what you're feeling and give the body what it needs, and then it will give back to you, okay? So whichever way you're gonna go about it, ease your way back in and just hold and breathe. And now, while you're holding, okay, so from now, we're gonna refine our movement just a little bit and take us into this fold a little bit deeper, okay? So from the position that you're in, don't move out of it, okay? But as you inhale, lengthen the spine. Belly draws in, shoulders drop down. And then as you exhale, release in just a little bit more. Couple more breaths doing that same thing. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, release. And then just hold and breathe. Okay? Now, if your body could not go any deeper, that's fine. It's just working. It is a little bit. It's just you're working with it, lengthening and releasing. Lengthening and releasing. That's all it is. Just one more full breath here. As you inhale again, use your hands to push up and out of that fold so those back muscles don't work after being extended like that. Then go ahead and bend the knees. You're gonna scoop in the belly, engage the muscles. Release back down onto the mat and then hug your knees into your chest. Okay, try to keep the tailbone locked down to the mat here. And if you press down through the hips, you can see what kind of release you get through the legs. It's a very anterior lower back, very different sensation than just rolling it all in. See which you enjoy better. Okay. And now if you bring the soles of your feet together, we're going to drop the legs down into a souped up Baddha Konasana. Just means laying down on the floor, reclined Baddha Konasana. Just letting the legs open up a little bit more here. A few deep breaths. You can close your eyes, start to relax again. Not that the whole class wasn't relaxing, but now we can just let the floor hold us up. And if you have any props at home that you can use, you can set some blocks underneath the legs if it's too much of a pull here in your hip joint so that it's not as much effort. You can let those legs relax. Otherwise, just stay and breathe. One more breath. And then just gently let those legs reach out and away, taking your body right into Shavasana. Deepening the breath and allowing your whole body to surrender its weight into the floor. Nothing more to do. Let all the stress and tension go from the body. We rest now and nourish the body with our breath. And begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, circling the wrists and the ankles. And then hug your knees into your chest, nice and gently, rocking side to side if you feel like it. And then go ahead and roll to one side. Take a full deep breath there. And then we'll come back up to a seated position. Just closing the eyes, returning to that belly breath. And taking a moment to notice how your body feels. And if your yoga class met the needs of your body. Bringing your hands to your heart. Namaste.